All right, so we're back with another one of our young maniacs right here, Cade Grohman. How you doing, brother?
Good, how are you?
Good to have you in here, man.
Thank you for having me.
So, Cade, when did you start working out with us, man?
Uh,
What year was that? Do you remember?
I initially came here after high school when I graduated in the summer of 2021.
Okay.
And I came here in the winter of 2021, probably around December time, and just have been coming here ever since. I go up to school in Pennsylvania, and I come down here on the breaks and train with everybody, and it's just a great environment to be at. There's no better environment. I feel like I get the most out of myself here with the mentors like Ollie, Hendo, Jake Howren, Scoop we just talked to, everybody, they let me thrive here.
Yeah, man, it's a community, right?
Yes, sir.
And that's what it's all about. So when you first started at Brit's, what were your main goals? Were you trying to get big, strong, or what were you trying to do, man?
Well, being a young teenager, I think I was 17 years old, so the only goal I had in mind was to be great. I didn't know how to be great. I look at the board that's on the wall here, all the big numbers, and I was like, man, I want to be like that. And I just wanted to get as big and as strong as possible.
Yeah. So you started competing in powerlifting, right?
Yeah, my first competition was in the summer of 22 in July, and compared to now, I was relatively weak, so to say, but never say that to yourself. But from then, I've grown exponentially. I put on probably like 350 pounds to a training total. I've done other competitions, but now I've transformed into the world of bodybuilding because I just want to get big and maybe win a pro card here one of these years.
No doubt, man. You got the genetics to do that. We talked about that the other day. So we're just going to adjust some of your training, and we'll get you to that point.
Yes, sir.
Well, I should say you get yourself to that point. So, with the bodybuilding part, what was it that made you kind of want to flip from powerlifting to bodybuilding, would you say? Because both of these sports can be a real ego boost, right?
Yeah.
Depending on kind of how you look at it. So what was the switch for you?
For me, honestly, I believe I just find myself like more passionate about the training. I didn't necessarily enjoy really going into the gym and setting my mind on a specific weight I had to hit that day because strength isn't linear, and when you're on program, there's so many factors that come to strength training, stress, a lot, your diet, your sleep. There's so many external factors that come to it. And I took like a little bit of a bodybuilding phase for a few months when I was up at school, and I realized that like I loved it. I loved the training aspect of like anywhere from 10 reps to failure. Sometimes you only hit 8 reps, but I really believe that in a mental aspect, it's almost like an art to me, like sculpting something, and I really found passion in it, and I want to continue on the journey of the bodybuilding realm.
Yeah, no doubt, man. But that powerlifting background helps you with the bodybuilding, right?
Oh, for sure. I think it definitely built like the foundation, like that was like the first few steps of the ladder. And now I feel like with what I've built, I have the strength to move weight, to grow. And I feel like it matured me in my mind knowing that like, honestly, those compounds are sometimes the best for bodybuilding, like when it comes to squatting, deadlifting, not so much on the bench press, but I'll still do it just for like the little ego thing. Everyone wants to be able to bench a lot of weight.
No doubt, man. So aside from, again, numbers and titles and things you want to achieve in bodybuilding and what have you, what other things have you experienced and learned about yourself over the last few years?
Over the past few years, I really, when it comes specifically from the gym, I think I built like a level of discipline that I never had before. And it really translated into school. I found myself like if I can so in a sense, I'll tell myself, I'll be like, all right, by, I don't know, maybe like 4 months, I want to be able to, gain 5 pounds. You know what I mean? Yeah. And so when you set little goals like that, I found myself doing the same thing for school. Like I want to get an A in this class. So I would know that I have to put all this time into it, just like how you have to do in the gym. Like you have to sleep, you have to recover, you have to eat all this food, protein, your macros. And I really think specifically for school, the gym translated, drastically into my schooling sense. And I also learned to build a lot of like confidence in myself. I feel like I had relatively like low self-esteem growing up. Like in our generation, it's definitely a very normal and it's very prevalent for young men and women. But for young men our age, you know, it's hard. We feel like we have to hold a standard, and I feel like the gym allowed me to like grow and thrive and really, you know, learn how to love myself and believe in myself that I can do anything if I put my mind to it.
Nice, man. That's awesome, man. Well, thanks for coming on, Cade. Appreciate you, man.
Yeah, I appreciate
and,
that.
If you guys want to grow physically, mentally, and spiritually, come train at Brit Brothers Gym.